What's up, y'all? It's your boy DJRichieSkye, Sky Squad. We are back in the building. We got some things to talk about today. Nene Leakes allegedly wanted the people to pay up for her to attend that good Cynthia Bailey's wedding. We'll get into that. And then we got Mr. David Adefeso doing a little bit of a response to this whole situation with Toni calling him a weasel. We're going to get all the way up into it. Let's get on down with the get down, y'all.
Well, he's a cutie pie. I might put him in return. Okay, yes. Yeah, he can come around to the top.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into the thing, okay? Listen, if you are in the Shatterization, go ahead, Sky Squad, and let me know where you guys are watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. I know we up a little early this morning with the tea, but I was like, let me go ahead and get y'all this tea so I can make my way on over to Home Goods and give me some stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Meanwhile, we got some things to cover. We talked about Nene Leakes allegedly wanting some that good moolah, that good cash rules everything around me, okay, in order to get to this wedding of Cynthia Bailey's, okay. But what we know is the wedding wasn't even filmed, okay. We got to get all the way into it. We getting all the way into it, okay. First story is that good Miss Lanithia Leakes. Okay. Now let's get into the story. Multiple outlets have been reporting on this, but it was first reported on by Tamar Tattles. Okay. Now here's what the claims are. Okay. The claims are that Nene Leakes reportedly tried to work out a deal where Bravo would pay her $125,000 to show up to Cynthia's wedding to Mike Hill. Now, the outlet then says that their source says Bravo didn't even try negotiating with Nene and rejected the offer. Now, if you guys may recall, okay, they reportedly, it was reported that they were willing to pay her $750,000 for 6 to 8 episodes of Real Housewives of Atlanta, but she turned down the money, okay? Now, if we look at it like this, and I also want to mention that it was back in June, okay, that Tamar Tattles reported that Nene would not be returning for another season, right? So here's the thing. Here's the thing about this situation, and I want to kind of break it down just for the breakdown of it, okay? $125,000 is the amount of, okay, let's say you take $750,000 divided by 6 episodes. That will give you $125,000 per episode. So the amount of money tracks with the amount of money that they were allegedly willing to pay her initially, okay? So I can understand why that amount is what it is, right? But here's my thing, okay? Here's my thing with that whole situation. For me, I just kind of feel like, why would the network at that point in time later on even care about, you know, I guess making this situation whole? Because at the end of the day, she's already declined returning to the show for the amount that was given. Okay? Y'all understand what I'm saying? So for me, I'm just kind of like, it doesn't make any sense. And I just kind of feel like this relationship needs to be over, okay? It just needs to be over, and everybody needs to move on. The other thing that we know is from Claudia Jordan that Bravo didn't even film the wedding. Now, I know a lot of you guys may be surprised by that, but they didn't even film the wedding. And I heard it was because I heard something changed a couple of days beforehand or whatever. Not even sure. I'm hearing that it was some concerns with production, with having that many people in attendance. So it doesn't even matter at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately they didn't even film the wedding. Okay. They didn't even film the wedding. But I will say this though, as a reality star or a reality TV personality, it is not unheard of for someone to want to get paid for an appearance at an event that will be filmed. So, you know, this is literally par for the course behind the scenes. So at the end of the day, I can't fault her if she did want money for it. I would want money for it too. Okay, if I'm just making that appearance. Now, storyline wise for us as viewers, it would have been nice to see them cap their friendship off and then see, you know, Nene kind of, you know, roll off into the sunset and go on and do her other endeavors. It would have been nice for the fans to see them storyline wise come together at the end. But we hear that Cynthia did say that Nene Leakes did text her and wish her well on her big day. So at the end of the day, it sounds like all's well that ends well. I'm sure Nene is not hurting for the coins at this point, but you know, it is what it is. I think on a friendship level though, now let's look at it as if I'm your friend. If I'm your friend, I'm going to show up to your wedding regardless. That's just me. I'm not faulting Nene for what she wanted, but what I'm saying is this: as a friend, I'm showing up for you. That's just me. I'm not requiring any coin for your wedding. I want to be there because I want to see you win. That's just me. Bottom line. Leo Franklin says that Kenya was paid to be at Cynthia's event. That I don't know about. I'm not necessarily sure. What I do know is that I would just be there if that was my real good girlfriend. But as we have seen, at the end of the day, they didn't part ways on the best of terms. I don't think that they're like mortal enemies at this point. I just feel like they don't really roll with each other like that no more. So there's that. I want to kind of move on to the other story that we got to talk about. Okay. Now we know that good Toni Braxton had been called David Adefeso a weasel. Okay. Now there's so much more to this story that's going on right now. Toni Braxton posted the screenshot of her, well, not really a screenshot, but it was basically kind of like one of those little notes that she had written about David. It was reposted by Trina Braxton as well for you guys to see right there. So here's what's going on now. So apparently David Adefeso, he has a rep. Now, the rep tells The Blast, okay, that David wishes the Braxton family nothing but the best and has moved on from this ordeal stronger. He's focused on justice for Nigeria, and he's releasing an app called Suchi that will address wealth disparity and help reduce educational debt within the minority communities. Now, I guess what I'm surprised is that he even has a representative, but it kind of seemed like, you know, this is the route that he would go because I don't know. I just feel like despite what Tamar said in her that audio that we heard yesterday, I just feel like this man, I don't care what she says at this point, because she confused me yesterday. I want the best for her, but she is confusing to me at this point. Because for me, what I see is this man is looking for clout. At this point in time, why do you even have a a representative if it's not for the company that you're working for? And why are they speaking about this event? It's kind of like every time one person does something in the press, the other side does something too. And it's just crazy to me that this is still going on. Now, yesterday, you guys know that Toni never really mentioned exactly what was going on or what she was talking about in her post. But according to the blast, David has been in contact with the Popo for help serving Tamar with legal papers, okay? And apparently he can't find her. Now, this is the tea that the blast has, okay? Now, despite him requesting the officers not to attempt service at Toni Braxton's home, allegedly they did anyway. And then the sources told that the Popo reached out to Toni via email in an attempt to track down Tamar. They also made a stop at Toni Braxton's home. And this is allegedly why, okay, Toni Braxton put up that note calling him a weasel, all right? Now, apparently, according to the reps, okay, and sources, whoever the sources be, y'all know every time they say sources, I just be wondering, who is the source? Who is the source? Anyway, sources say apparently that David had no intention of having the Popo show up at her home. He told the officers to try her ex-husband, Vincent Herbert's property, but they didn't listen to him. But at the end of the day, they must have had Toni Braxton's address in order for them to stop by, because as far as I know, Toni Braxton's address is not posted on the interwebs for any and everybody to come to. So somebody must have given the Popo her address in order to try to serve Tamar these papers, whatever the papers may be. Well, we know that he also filed the DV restraining order against Tamar in Los Angeles Superior Court. Okay. And that would prohibit Tamar from coming near him or contacting him in any manner. Now, apparently that case is still pending. Okay. So it's just a whole lot of things that are going on right now that I just kind of feel like is weird. You know, why are the Popos showing up at that good Toni Braxton's home in this situation? I'm just trying to figure it out. I can't even. Okay. Black Gal says process service will have access to Toni's address. Okay. Thank you guys for clearing that up. Now, I'm not really familiar with the law and the Popo and the way that, you know, it all works with serving somebody something. But Tracy Chappell says, I have had someone served and I had to provide the address. Okay. Yeah, so for me, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm like, if my thinking is this, okay, if there is some sort of document that I'm trying to serve somebody and I'm trying to give it to them the way I need it to be given, then I'm going to be the person that has to submit the address. But I don't know. That's what I was thinking too. Cynthia, is that he clearly gave Toni's name and address as a possibility, but to me, it's just, I don't know, y'all. I'm just kind of baffled by this whole situation, and to me, it don't really make a whole lot of sense. Okay. Now, the Shade Room also has an exclusive in this situation. They have some alleged text messages between Toni and David. Okay. Now, they're saying that her tone towards him seemed way less frustrated than her post on the other day. And in the alleged messages, Toni said that officials came to my home yesterday to serve Tamar papers. Was this from you? I'm optimistic that it was not, but I must inquire because I have family of my own to protect. Okay. Now, the Shade Room is saying that she continued the conversation and she stated explicitly that she did not want to be involved in David and Tamar's personal business and never has been. Okay. Now, they're saying that she allegedly said, however, it saddens me that two people who have loved each other for as long as you two have now decided to take this to the extreme. Okay. Now, supposedly in an earlier part of their alleged exchange, David had told Toni that he had a tremendous amount of respect for her, but cautioned her that because the investigation was open, he had been advised not to speak to anyone and hoped that she understood that. Now, Toni allegedly responded to this and said, I am glad to read of your tremendous respect for me, and I openly accept that respect as your gentleman word to not involve myself or my children in this matter. My home is my private domain and space. My personal life, including my residences, are not to be shared with the public. Okay. Now, in an email, David apparently sent an email to his team. This is what's alleged on the Shade Room. And he explained and gave them directives to stay away from Toni and told them to search for Tamar at Vincent Herbert's house. Now, this corresponds with what the Blast was reporting, and because it was believed that, well, he believed that Tamar was at Vince's house. So, y'all, let me tell y'all something. California Cutie, you didn't hit the nail on the head with this. This is a whole mess, okay? I don't know why he has a whole team now if it ain't regarding his business, because I don't know whether or not, I mean, you know, I typically, I mean, I think if you have a big company, yeah, you might have a team then, but the team as we're speaking about in this situation seems to be a team that's basically dedicated to dealing with public relations regarding this whole situation with Tamar. And I'm like, man, like, what is the issue with you? Are you really afraid that Tamar is going to come after you? Okay. I just don't really get it. I don't really get it at this point. I'm confused. And now you're sending the people over to Toni's house where her kids are and involving her in some cockamamie mess. Now, it was said that he didn't want that, but they sent the people over there anyway. Okay. So now she's like, you involving me in this buffoonery, and I don't want to be involved. Okay. She does not want to be involved in the shenanigans. And so now I understand more about why she might have posted what she posted the other day. It's like, leave me out of this. There was a little bit of shade in Tamar's audio from yesterday. I don't know if you guys caught it, where she said that she was thankful for the support of her family all of a sudden. I kind of felt like that ain't look too good. Okay, that ain't really look too good, because it just further provides, you know, it seems like it further allows for dissent to come into the family. You know what I mean? Yeah, y'all, everybody caught that too. I saw y'all comments from that yesterday as well. I don't know. I just think that at this point in time, you know, the family needs to heal away from the spotlight. And until they are able to really get out of the spotlight, I don't think that a lot of the issues that they have are going to be resolved in the way that I feel like a family could resolve their issues if they weren't in the spotlight. And it's unfortunate because there was so much drama in the lead up to Tamar's Get Your Life. And now it's continuing the cycle in the lead up to the new season of Braxton Family Values. I will tell you guys that I wish this. Absolutely. Terry says, Tamar needs to make her next relationship private. I totally agree. Put all of the drama into the music. That's it. They probably need to get off of this reality show in the contracts with WeTV. Let this be the last season of Braxton Family Values, because I think it's just further ripping their family apart. Find new avenues for themselves. I know that Tawanda has the skincare that we can all go and support. You know, Trina is married now, happily married. Tracy is doing her thing. I can see Tracy on radio. And I think she was on radio for a period of time, if I'm not mistaken, but I could see her definitely going back and doing radio. Trina also had the gig on Sister Circle, so perhaps she could also go into radio as well, since she has that under her belt. Tamar could focus on her music. Toni can continue to focus on music and Toni makes some amazing those movies that she be making for the holidays and stuff like that. Make some more movies and stuff like that. Get behind the lens. And David needs to just move the heck on. Okay, move the heck on. Cut your losses, because at this point in time, it seems very fishy to me that everyone is still hanging on to this situation. It's like, you got to move on, bro. You got to move on. Like, do what you need to do, but just don't use this situation for clout anymore. And stop having your people go to the press about all this, because it just don't look right. That's what Leo Franklin says, wasn't this relationship supposed to be private? I don't know, because they were featured on the last season of Braxton Family Values, so it can't be but so private. And I understand you're on a reality TV show, so you have to show your life. But reality TV is not for everyone, okay? I'm just going to go ahead and tell you that. There is a little bit of a dark side to reality television that some people can't navigate. Some people can do it very well, okay? Some people can do it very well and can turn lemons into lemonade. Kandi is a good example of that, whether you like her or not. She is someone who has had her fair share of drama. She's shown her life, her family, and all that on television. But every time something happens to her, Kandi turns that into something else and makes money from it, right? We saw that with Bethany Frankel as well. So I feel like it's possible to navigate this realm and make something out of it and you got to have a plan going into it. You got to have a plan with everything that you do with this. And it feels sort of like in this situation, the family is just kind of muddling their way through it. And I feel like they really need a crisis management PR team to really come in and do something with this situation. You know, it's like David has a team. Tamar is the person who should have the team speaking for her at this point. That's just my thought, my perspective. And you guys can take from that what you will. That's what I would advise as a person who is on reality television in the public spotlight and, you know, dating someone who has now hired a team to do all the talking for him and now get him press. So it's like ultimately her downfall is going to make him money and he is going to profit from this with all these businesses that he's coming out with. And I don't understand, like, nobody sees that. Like, are we blind to this? He is going to profit from this situation, whether people like it or not. You can call it what you want, but he's going to profit from it. Z says, David is right in the situation. Let it go. I'm telling you. Vita looks, I say, you know what I mean a lot. All right, y'all. So that's the tea for today. Listen, make sure you guys tag me on anything that you guys find out there today that you want me to talk about. If I have time, I will. You know, I got to make my home goods run. Y'all stay safe out there. Keep your heads to the sky. Y'all know what I'm saying? And we will catch you guys in the next video. I love y'all.